Well, here we are. We're live.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back to you.
I've been out on the street. I've been on a man on the street reporting mission.
Yeah, you've been on a mission.
I've been on a mission. I met lots of amazing people, and the streets of Orlando have been transformed. It's very exciting. There's beautiful, colorful lights everywhere, performances every few feet, all down our historic Orange Avenue with large bandstands and stages with some of the most talented performers that Central Florida has to offer.
Let's give them a little bit of geography here. We're at 300 South Orange Avenue. We're just across the street from the Grand Bohemian. You can see that. We're looking straight at a high wire act. That's a pyramid there.
We're looking at a high wire act. We're sitting here watching acrobats perform incredible feats right in front of us.
Exactly. So it looks like they haven't started their next performance. But once they do, you'll see people crowding around them. And then if you go south, you're going to see across the street here from us is the City Hall, Orlando.
Right.
And then diagonal to that, you'll see the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. And then if you go north, then, well, it just goes on for, how far up do you
This is 10 blocks of art exhibits, and this is more exciting than being in a gallery or in a store, because here you get to experience these art installations in a very interactive way. Most of them are designed so that you can come up and touch and be part of the light, the experience. I've lived in Orlando for about 25 years. I graduated from UCF in 1989.
Yeah,
and I have to say that these buildings, some of them were not even here.
No. Some of these were just either older buildings or nothing.
Well, they were. I remember that there was a huge initiative about 25 years ago called myregion.org that was part of the Orlando Chamber. And I was a young professional at the time. And so through Leadership Orlando, I was part of some of these focus groups and planning. And it's really surreal to be an adult living in a community that I remember people dreaming about what this community could be. And so as I'm sitting here tonight and I'm looking across the street at the Grand Bohemian, which I remember when we built that was one of our first world-class hotels. And out of the corner of my eye, I can see the Dr. Phillips Center right now, and I can see a huge bandstand, I can see fireworks, and I can see
lots of people.
Tons of people. And that was something, the Dr. Phillips Center was something that I remember being discussed in these meetings, these focus groups. And the big question back then was, what kind of a community does Orlando want to grow into?
Right.
And because we're such a unique communty, before I keep going, can I keep rambling?
Well, I want to show this clip of you.
Let's show the clip, and then we'll go back.
Now, this is Cherrah out and about. I think she's in front of the studio, so you can kind of see me looking in. So this is a short clip, and I'm excited to share it with you. So here we go.
Well, it's Saturday night in downtown Orlando, and Immerse is underway. I'm here at the United Arts Spark the Arts studio that's facing Orange. And as you can hear, there's a lot going on around me. Where I'm sitting, I can see 3 different stages. And this event has taken over 10 blocks of downtown Orlando, showcasing performance art and visual experiences of all different types. We're broadcasting from inside this studio all night, and we're going to be bringing in artists and musicians to talk about their messages, their projects, their processes, whatever they want to talk about.
And we're back.
David, if you could describe the vibe of this festival in one word, the vibe. What do you think the vibe is?
The vibe. You know what? You're asking me. I haven't even stepped foot outside of the studio.
Well, I can tell you one of the words for the vibe out there is electric. It feels very electric. Everyone's turning and looking, and their eyes are wide. They're kind of in sensory overload. And so they're kind of wandering around overwhelmed at some of the explosive performance art that they're seeing.
I can tell you this, if you're interested. Go to Google or your favorite browser and type in Immerse Orlando 2025, and you'll see the complete schedule for the rest of the evening. We're going to be here till about 10 or 10:30. I think the last performance is at 10:30. And then tomorrow is going to be a very special day, and that closes out the programming for Immerse 2025.
I want to mention one other thing that's interesting about the arts in this community and some of these specific events, which is that to bring these kinds of events to a community, there has to obviously be funding. There have to be people that want this kind of entertainment.
That's true.
And if you're someone that travels, you understand that lots of cities offer different kind of entertainment.
Exactly.
There's places,
But I have to say, being partial, they really don't hit it like Orlando. And I think people outside of Orlando don't even realize what we enjoy here as residents of this wonderful city.
It's a very unique city. One thing that I love about it is that our downtown is surrounded by neighborhoods, and that has to do with how we grew as a city and when we grew as a city in the growth of the United States, somewhat due to like when the air conditioners were developed. So,
Exactly.
So
But you weren't then.
no, I mean, barely. I lived in one of those houses in South Florida for a long time in Fort Myers, and so we barely had central air conditioning in some of the houses.
So you know how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had air conditioning by the time we moved there. Maybe.
Exactly. I want to show this next
Okay.
clip if that's okay.
About 10 minutes
We'll
from
go
here.
again. Okay, so are you all local to Orlando or new here?
We're local. We've lived here since 2020. This is actually my second time living in Orlando.
Have you been to the Immerse Fest downtown before?
We went last year, right? But it was not like this.
No, it was something else they had. I think it was called Airplay. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a really unique way to use our historic downtown Orange Avenue. And one thing that's unique about downtown Orlando is that it's a downtown that's surrounded by neighborhoods. Because of when our city grew in the course of the way the United States grew, we have neighborhoods surrounding this downtown, which makes it a very unique setting for this.
And we're back.
Well, hello.
How was it? Was that fun?
That was fun. That was a fun couple to talk to. This was their second time at the event, and they were really excited about it.
Well, we're going to wrap this up pretty quick because we want to get you back out there to get more stuff.
I do. I want to go experience more
Because
of the
if
event.
this hasn't enticed you to come downtown, I don't know what will. It's roughly 9 o'clock. It's just after 9 o'clock on Eastern time if you're watching from around the world or in another part of the country. But if you're within shouting distance, or I should say Metro Orlando, Central Florida, you can still come on down and catch something this
And I think
evening.
it's important to note, too, you don't have to buy a ticket to just come and walk around downtown. You have to have a ticket for some of the separate areas, but you can definitely experience this event without having to buy a ticket. And that's part of the support of the city, and all the partners and sponsors for this event have made that possible.
And when we were in the clip and doing another segment, there was a performance, and I'm sure there'll be another one. But if you're not, and this is just one venue, one performance, it's the High Wire Act that we're seeing next to the Grand Bohemian. Do go to Immerse. Just Google that on your favorite browser, Immerse Orlando 2025, and you'll get the full schedule, and you'll see all the wonderful companies that have supported this event, this enormous event in downtown Orlando. We're going to say goodbye on that note, and we'll see you
We hope to see you
outside.
visiting down here.
Absolutely.
at Immerse.
Okay, we'll be back. Well, we're back.
Hi, that was fun.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's late. It's 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock. It's past my middle-aged bedtime.
And my whatever age bedtime.
We're there. We're
just-
both Gen X.
Yeah, David Wheeler here, CEO of the Global Peace 360 and Global Peace Film Festival, and I'm joined here with Cherrah Johnson.
Cherrah Johnson Beaux Studios, local designer,
Yeah,
where
and,
you've had a fun night.
we've had a great night, and we've got some videos that you've shot that we're going to share.
I did. I went out on the street. I got involved with some of the activities and found some of the artists backstage. I've got lots of footage. We've just put a few together tonight to give you an idea of what we saw, and we'll post again tomorrow with an overview of some of the some more of the people.
Exactly. So I'm going to get that ready.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to give people a little glance here at what's going on outside.
So outside on the street right now, the event's wrapping up. There's still quite a few people on the streets. It's pretty peaceful. And what I see when I see people walking by is their eyes are just open. They're overwhelmed with what they're seeing. Their sensory overload is happening. It doesn't look like it right here because right in our little spot is like
I know.
we're in
right?
between the two big shows, but
Yeah. So let's I tell you what, let's roll into this and give people a taste of what's going on up there.
Okay.
Right?
Hi, I'm next to one of the main stages here with Explosive Dance Academy. They're just about to go up in 3 minutes, so we just have a minute to say hi. Everyone say hi. Are you excited? Hi. So have you been part of Immerse before? Anyone here? No. Okay, so you're going to tell us something about what this art means to you.
I think this is a great opportunity because we're a competitive team, and this is an amazing opportunity to be able to be out in front of people and actually be able to perform for the people and for the community and be able to support this community.
Backstage or now?
We're back.
That was an exciting group of young athletes, and I think I caught them backstage right before before their big performance. They had a few minutes. They stopped to say hi to me. You can tell they were passionate, excited. They'd been practicing very hard. And I think with young people, it's really important to emphasize for them that the artistry and the dedication and the little steps that they're doing is the most important part of this art. It's not about the big performance as much as it is about teaching them the resiliency of practice and repetition and teamwork. Because you get to be our age and you're like, that's the thing you have to learn is working together.
These acts, the performers and the art, whatever you're seeing has definitely been curated. So it is top-notch stuff, but that doesn't mean that these people are professionals either. A lot of these people are volunteers. These organizations that put these acts together, some are professional, some are amateur professional, some are just people who volunteer, belong to an organization like Central Florida Community Arts or something like that. And they come here, they go through the rigorous curating process, and then they get a stage. They get their chance on stage.
And the artistic process, that it is a process. I think you're a novice for a long time before you start to get good at what you're doing. And I feel like I, as an artist, have to absorb a lot of other people's art to have refined my own vision and my own voice and my own inspiration.
Yeah.
And so when I see teenagers, like these young girls, these young women out dancing, I look back and I remember being that age and being given an opportunity to have some being given an opportunity to have any public forum. I sang when I was young. I played the violin. I made all sorts of things. And any adult that would give me an opportunity to do something that was real was just like adding gasoline to my fire, because it added some legitimacy. And then I wanted to work even harder at becoming better.
Now, you did visit one of the stages, and you got some interesting things over it. Looks like Dr. Phillips. So you want to set that up for us?
This little footage, this is just a quick snippet. You can see our beautiful Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Hall, and this is right in front of our City Hall, which these are both significant buildings in downtown Orlando. And real quick, this is a glimpse for some of you who aren't in this community. This is another side of Orlando that isn't our theme park side. We work together, but this is downtown Orlando. This is different than Disney.
Exactly. When we look at all these different videos that you've done, I think you've got the families in, and I think the next clip we're going to look at is adorable.
This is a sweet little family that we found, and the little girls had some sweet answers as to why they wanted to become artists.
Hi, I'm here tonight. I ran into my friend, and they're going to say hi.
Say hi.
Hi. Are you all having fun?
Yes.
Are you artists also?
Yes.
What type of art do you like?
Humans.
Humans?
Yes, humans.
Do you like painting?
Yes.
Do you like dancing?
Yes.
Do you like singing?
Yes.
What else? Do you like drawing?
Yes.
So, you can be part of this event when you get a little bigger. You can come up with something amazing, and you can do your own show here if you want to.
Do you want to be on stage when you're bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
We're back.
They're so cute, and they're French. They're little French girls.
Yeah, see, which fits right into the whole
Right.
global Peace 360 thing for me.
I love her answer. We asked her what's your favorite type of art, and she said humans.
Okay. We're the human kind of art. When we've been in this big glass window, and people have been looking at us, and I
Yeah.
hope they're thinking that we're some form of art.
I'm not sure that I like this much
Exposure.
exposure. I'm not a person who would be on a reality show or want to have that much exposure. I do like to talk, but
And
like
let's
this.
see, which one do we want to look at next? What do we got here?
Well-
Acrobat?
just directly out in front of our studio, we've had a really beautiful performance happening all evening, which is different people on the acrobatic stage.
Yeah.
And so this is a glimpse at some of the young performers doing that.
Out on the street in front of the studio and giving you a glimpse of what's going on here on historic Orange Avenue during Immerse. The performance we've been watching all evening.
We're back.
I feel like I look at that and I think, I could probably do that. What do you think?
Seriously?
Do you think you could handle that?
I don't know. I don't even think that way. I can barely look. You want to talk about acrobats?
Yeah, I mean, I look at the ropes and I'm like, okay, how hard could that be? That's like a little twisty, a little leggy, and then I'm like, that's not real.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
My acrobats.
Then I would
if you're
fall.
wondering, when we go to clips, come back from clips, and doing all this, I am forced to push the buttons right. So that's my acrobats.
Well, you're doing a great job.
And talking at the same time and trying to make sense all the while. So we're gonna,
You're doing a great job as our leader here tonight.
oh gosh, well, thanks a lot. But one thing is, you did a really good job, and it's a quickie.
Okay, what's this last one?
It's the sweep.
This is just a last little glimpse of our perspective here
Yeah.
on
Let's
Orange
take
Avenue.
take a quick 15-second look at it. We're back.
We've been having some fun. One of my favorite exhibits that was at the end of that is the OUC exhibit. It's over here in front of the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center.
Right.
And this was tons of water droplets in different shapes and sizes hanging from
All
strings.
LED type lighting.
All LED lighting, so you could walk through it.
And that's one thing you can say 100% sure, that there's a lot of LED, a lot of electricity, a lot of music, sound. So going back to electricity, thank you, OUC. OUC is the Orlando Utilities Commission. And for those of you who live in Orlando or in Central Florida, the Metro Orlando area, that get OUC service, we are so fortunate to have such a great
Municipality?
utility. In other words,
Yeah.
it's not one of the other commercial ones. This is specifically for Orlando. It's a commission, and we're really fortunate. They're not only great community partners, they provide great customer service. They know how to handle hurricanes, and they're just really good people, and we're so fortunate to have OUC.
Sometimes it's something like that you really are thankful for. It's like, I'm really thankful for a solid community partner that's not going to make my life more difficult when I need something as reliable as. And actually, I'll interject here in Orlando and Florida. One of our biggest relationships with our utility company has to do with hurricanes,
Yeah.
because we kind of have this, symbiotic relationship with the utility company.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the storms, is that what I'm?
yeah.
when
No,
the storm-
I'm following. At 11
When the
o'clock,
sto-
I'm with you. We're waving at
Well,
people.
I'm thinking about what happens in our community when we all rile up for a
Yeah.
storm. We spend a week preparing for these storms, hurricanes, because
Right.
it's part of our life. And then our community is sometimes devastated, and we
Yeah.
all know how to rally around each other again.
And
it's our utility company and these huge trucks that come in from all
Yeah.
over
Yeah, exactly.
that save us.
So you have Orlando Utilities, but then they have these relationships with utilities companies around the country. And for those of you that might be watching from somewhere far away, thank you to you and your utility companies that come to our rescue
Yeah.
during the hurricane season. So we thank you for
The
that.
convoy of utility trucks is one of the things we all look for after a hurricane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as we wrap it up here, I'm David Wheeler. I'm the CEO of Global Peace 360 and the Global Peace Film Festival. And I'm joined here by...
I'm Cherrah Johnson. I'm a designer with a jewelry manufacturing company, Beaux Studios, here in Orlando. And then I have a new concept called Beaux Workshops, also here in Orlando, teaching community-based workshop classes to get people around common tables, having conversations and mixing with people that are not in our own bubbles.
I'm just going to go to a wide shot here as we talk and wrap it up. So we'll be here tomorrow.
There's people out in front of the window dancing and trying to make us laugh.
We actually had a really good shot, parting shot here. Wanted to thank them for that. And here we have some more
Hey, guys.
folks walking by, and they're very close to the camera. But tomorrow, Immerse, last day over at Lake
I'll be there.
Eola,
Yeah.
a marketplace, and surrounding, lots going on around the lake, and then there'll be a huge fireworks display.
Before we
closing.
log off, will you give our the people that are not familiar with Lake Eola a little idea of what Lake Eola is for us in this community?
Yes,
Because it's
so-
just a block from here,
Of course.
where we're sitting.
So Lake Eola has been here since the beginning of everything as far as how Orlando became a city. But it's a beautiful lake and a beautiful park. It's our version of Central Park, and it's just beautiful. And we use it for many events, and it's perfect to close out this event because there's a pedestrian walkway, very scenic and large, and it accommodates various areas that you can actually have a marketplace set up, like makers
It's a
artists, visual artists, those kinds of things. So there's plenty of space for all of that.
I think all of that's right. I know I travel a lot, and I'm in a lot of different downtowns, especially across the East Coast. And when I'm in different towns, I can see that each community has some unusual feature about their downtown that makes it fun. Ours is this huge lake, and it's got this walking path all around.
Yeah.
So as the community needs places to be outside and face to face with each other, this is our first one.
Yeah, and you.
This is. He says, "Eat the microphone."
Eat the microphone, and her microphone is just going wacky. But
so tomorrow is Lake Eola, the last day of Immerse.
Last day. So you really need to go. Go to your best browser and look up Immerse Orlando 2025.
It's immersefest.com.
Yep. And if you're curious about us, globalpeace360.org, and we have lots of monthly screenings, lots going on, and then of course the Global Peace Film Festival every September around the International Day of Peace, which is the 21st of September. So if you're far away, come visit us. If you're local, come visit us. We'd love to have you. And thank you for helping me out this weekend.
Thank you for the opportunity to be creative with you, my friend.
Exactly. So tomorrow we're going to wrap this up, and we'll see you, but make plans to come out to downtown Orlando. We would love to see you. So have a good night.
Thank you. Have a great night.
All right. And on that, we're going to give you the wide shot, and then we're going to say good.
We're going to say global peace.
Global peace.
Out.
Peace out. Peace out, everybody.